In Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition, the Allip is described as an incorporeal, smoky, and warped visage that often took on the characteristics of the creature that they were in life. They're what remains after a creature dies by their own hand due to madness, and are classified therefore as an undead creature. While smoky and amorphous, they will take on qualities that in some way represent the madness that was afflicting the creature to which they belonged when they were alive. Their main motivation is to enact revenge against the person or persons perceived to be responsible for their madness, typically hunting down their prey and attempting to cause them to go insane as well. The longer that one stays in the presence of an Allip, the looser their grip on reality becomes. The Allip has an AC of 13 and 40 hit points with a flying speed of 40. They have good stats with the exception of strength, and excel at intellect and wisdom saves. They're stealthy and perceptive, making them excellent stalkers, and are resistant or immune to most damage types. They're also immune to most conditions, and therefore are hard to contain. They have the trait incorporeal movement, which allows them to move through solid objects and the spaces of other creatures without penalty. In combat, they have three main options: Maddening Touch, which deals 7 to 27 psychic damage, Whispers of Madness, in which they choose up to 3 targets to make a DC 14 wisdom save. On a failure, a target takes 4 to 11 psychic damage and must use their reaction to make a melee attack against a target of the Allip's choice. Finally, they have their recharging ability, Howling Babble, in which each creature within 30 feet of them must make a wisdom save or else be dealt 5 to 19 psychic damage and be stunned. As a DM, I would likely use an Allip or multiple Allips as a summonable creature of a necromancer, as they're known to be used by necromancers for violent purposes. I would have the Allip using their Howling Babble whenever it's recharged, as it deals the most damage to the most players at once, and creatures that are stunned by it will be in extreme danger should the Allip target them with their own melee attack or that of an ally. I would then have the Allip use turns where this is not charged to activate Whispers of Madness, forcing any players who fail the save to attack their allies, preferring to attack those who are currently stunned. If a stunned creature is close to the Allip, I would have it do its own Maddening Touch attack to deal massive damage. In mythology, the Alp or Alpen is a supernatural creature from German folklore similar in many ways to the Western vampire and the incubus. It wears a magical hat called a Tarnkappa that gives it magical powers, and allows it to siphon power and energy from its victims. The term Alp is closely related to elf in most Anglophone countries, and the original creature might be what we would now call a sleep paralysis demon, or the Benadryl Hatman. While this is the origin myth, the post-medieval version of the creature is likely where D&D draws its inspiration, as the Alp was later seen as part of the overall occult, a spirit that could be summoned by witches and dark sorcerers to drive their enemies insane. In comparing the monster to the myth, we find that the Allip is very similar in composition and intent to the more modern version of the German Alp, who can trace its origins to a tiny hat-wearing sleep paralysis demon that supposedly plagued the German Middle Ages. Remember kids, the Hatman always gets what he's owed. If you enjoyed that video, please leave a like and comment below, and consider subscribing to the channel. You can also join the Patreon for $1 a month to access videos days before they're posted here, as well as other exclusive stuff like short stories, videos, and more.